विनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाए तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Good morning. It was on January 26th, 1950 that the constitution of the country was put into force, thus making India a truly sovereign, democratic and republic country. As we gather here today to celebrate the 66th Republic Day of the country, I request Director Sir to address the gathering.
Good morning. Last week there was an interesting launch of what is called Murthy Classical Library of India. It is basically an attempt to publish by Harvard University Press about 5 Indian classics across the different languages every year. They plan to do about 500 over the next 100 years. What is special is that Harvard University has enormous amount of brand. So when something is done through Harvard, it reaches the people. Even Infosys and TCS got into prominence only after HBS, Harvard Business School, wrote a case study on them. So in a sense, you will find the Indian classics truly reaching the globe. And how many of you are Telugu speaking here? Right? How many of you have read Manu Charitamu? Okay, you can actually read Manu Charitamu in English. Okay, go and look at it. If you don't want, come to my office, I have a copy. And it is also beautifully done, extremely well produced, well printed, all that. Second, to launch that, we had a very interesting person. His name is Manjul Bhargava, right? All of you know Professor Manjul Bhargava is a 41-year-old youngster. He plays tabla and manages to read Sanskrit, and also the first time a person of Indian origin won what is called the Fields Medal. Okay, there is no Nobel in mathematics, there is a Fields Medal, and Fields Medal is also only for youngsters. You can't get it the oldies, right? So he teaches at Princeton, and he was there, and he represents you all. Let me be honest, we all had spent many years outside the country. We continue to visit many countries in the last 40 years. But we are still what is called diffident Indians. Manjul and you represent what is called confident Indians. Right in the launch, we all know, but we don't talk about it in occasions like that. But Manjul had no problem. Right in the launch, he talked about a Sanskrit shloka, described the shloka, translated it. It is a very romantic description of a fight between the bees. And he described the romance of it. At the end, he actually told people it is actually a quadratic equation. And he solved it and got the number as 72. Okay? So what happens is someone who can straddle the old and the new with ease. I think that is what you represent. And that is what you should continue to do. And this particular year is very special for many of us. I don't know how many of you noticed that this is the first time a Nobel Prize was won in 2014 by a person who was born in free India, independent India. First time a post-independent Indian got a Nobel Prize. And there may be a surprise for many of you who are graduating this year 2015. I don't know Kailash Satyarthi, but I know a good friend of mine who is a good friend of Satyarthi. So Kailash agreed to be the chief guest of the convocation. And he wanted me to send a formal invitation in November. You know, October, Nobel Prizes get announced. I sent it in November. And November, December, Nobel Prize winners have to do a lot of touring. They have to go here, there, give talks. And finally, he got the prize. And one thing I want to get you to get inspired by Kailash. First time in the history of India, average person can see a Nobel medallion and touch in Rashtrapati Bhavan. So what Kailash did was, as soon as he came back 31st of December. He wrote to the president. He wanted to meet the president on 1st. He wanted to hand over the medallion so that it can be showcased in Rashtrapati Bhavan. President was not free on 1st. He gave time on 5th. From 5th, it is there in the president's estate. You can actually go and see. And more inspiring about Kailash, the entire money which he got, he not only agreed to donate all of it, he has also said he will not give 1 penny to any organization which he runs. He's an NGO, right? So his own NGO will not get a penny. He wants the entire money to go only to other NGOs. Look at the governance, look at his own value system. I think that is something which you should get inspired. And of course, last week he came back. And then he told me that he has a very interesting problem. He wants to know whether we have a solution. We are trying to help. He has 11,000 invitations. And he says, I want to answer all of it as fast as possible and also get some nice analytics from where it has come, what kind of invitation, etc., etc. And he wanted a nice visualization. We are working with him. Okay. And finally, today is again a special day. And the most powerful man on the planet for the last couple of centuries happens to be the President of the United States. And Barack Obama is very much here, approximately at the same time, sitting in Rajpath. And a great time, right? Like something that is unparalleled in the Indian history. And his host is also a very unusual person. I don't know how many of you noticed. Okay, before 8 a.m., he has already finished his tweet. Right? Here is the Prime Minister, who is a Twitter generation person. He also tweets every day, in fact, multiple times a day. And I think it's kind of nice time. So the challenge for you is that, as I said, we are the diffident Indians. You are the confident Indians. So the confident Indians, without becoming arrogant, okay, should actually get, in fact, in 2009, when our good friend President Kalam talked about India becoming a developed country by 2020. Okay, most of us said that, look, we know Professor Kalam, he's a good friend of IIIT, he had come multiple times to IIIT. And we all thought that, he's a good man, and, he has a vision, but, just impossible. But I think in the last 5 years, things have changed. It looks to be very possible. I think you guys should really take it on. 2020, this country should be a developed country. What it means is, there is nobody who has $1 a day, right? Those things cannot be accepted, and that is what you should do. Okay, so take it, and I thought that this is something which I should share with you on this very special day of the Republic Day of the country. Thank you, thanks for your patience.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Now I would like to call Prateeksha Nair, a student of IIMTech 2014, to speak a few words on Republic Day.
Good morning. Today, we celebrate the 66th Republic Day of our nation. This is the day when we remember all the great leaders who have fought for the independence of our country. Leaders who have proved that we can win wars without guns and machines. Every year, we celebrate this day because it was on this day, 65 years ago, that India became a sovereign republic and formed a constitution of its own. This was the day when our rights and duties were brought to a concrete form, and for this very reason, it holds a lot of value in every Indian's heart. On this day, the national flag is unfurled, not only at government offices, but also at public places. The beats of the National Anthem inspire the countrymen with feelings of patriotism. Citizens throng the roads in Delhi to watch the famous Republic Day parade taken out at Rajpath. The President takes a salute to this parade. Bravery awards are distributed to brave soldiers, martyrs, brave citizens and brave children. Tableaux from many states of India and union territories are the center of attraction for everyone on this occasion. It is a festival of pride for our nation. It is an occasion of patriotism, unity, peace, love, pride, happiness and inspiration. But is that all there is to this day? Remembering wars won by ethics and values? Watching the Grand Republic Day parade? As a nation, we have always focused more on our rights and less on our duties. We don't obey traffic rules, but expect the traffic to be well managed. We litter our streets and then blame the government for not cleaning it up. We bribe for the smallest of things and then complain that government officials are corrupt. We evade taxes and complain about black money. We do not vote and then complain about the quality of our politicians. We don't want to become teachers, but we complain about the falling levels of education in the country. So, what are we going to do about this? Today, let us take the pledge to fulfill our duties towards our nation. Let's root out evil from society. Let us take the first step to remove corruption, educate our people, protect our resources, and save our environment. Let us learn from history that unity is our best defense. So, let's leave behind armchair activism and pledge our allegiance to improving our country. I wish you all a very happy Republic Day. And I'd like to conclude with a quote by John F. Kennedy. Ask not what the country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Thank you.
Thank you, Prateeksha. Next, we have a patriotic song prepared by the students of IIM-Tech 2014.
Hands up! Go turn! All
जहाँ डाल डाल पर सोने की चिड़िया करती है बसेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा। जहाँ सत्य हिंसा और धर्म का पग पग लगता डेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा। जय भारती जय भारती जय भारती जय भारती। ये धरती बोझ ऋषि मुनि जपते प्रभु नाम की माला, जपते प्रभु नाम की माला। हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम। जहाँ हर बालक एक मोहन है और राधा एक बाला, और राधा एक बाला। जहाँ सूरज सबसे पहले आके डाले अपना फेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा। जय भारती जय भारती जय भारती जय भारती। जहाँ गंगा जमुना कृष्णा और कावेरी बहती जाए, जहाँ उत्तर दक्षिण पूरब पश्चिम को अमृत पिलवाए, ये अमृत पिलवाए। कहीं फल और फूल उगाए, केसर कहीं बिखेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा। जय भारती जय भारती जय भारती जय भारती।
Thank you. For the past few weeks, our students have been working hard to put together the college magazine. Many students have contributed articles to bring you elements of entertainment, sports, academics, and much more. Today, after all this hard work, the magazine is finally ready for launch. I request Director Sir to unwrap the magazine and put the name of the magazine as 8-bit, a bite of IIITB. I also request Registrar Sir and the other faculty members to join us. I also request the alumnus Vikas, Vineet and Anshul to join us for the launch. Now let us conclude the ceremony with seat distribution.